Yes, my Christmas tree is still up, and yes, it's February. So I've been meaning to do this video for, 2 weeks, and that is the books that I bought in January and the books that I got from the library in the month of January. So let's get started with that. So normally I don't buy a whole lot of books just because I utilize my library a lot, but in the month of January, I took some books to our new and used bookstore and got some credit, so I got some books, and then there were a few that I had wanted, and I got really good deals on them. So we'll get started with the books that I bought, and the first one being The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. If you've watched any of my other videos recently, you know I've already read this book, and it's fantastic. The fourth book in the Mistborn World series of books, and it's fantastic. So if you've read the Mistborn trilogy, I highly recommend continuing the series with The Alloy of Law. The next book that I picked up, I've been wanting to get this book for a while, and I met the author when I went to the RT Book Lovers Convention. She was in one of my panels that I went to, and she was just really nice, and I've been wanting to pick this up, and a lot of people have been reading it, and that is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. This is about this plus-size girl who decides to enter into a beauty pageant, and it just sounds really fun and really just like one of those stories that makes you feel good, and I'm very excited about reading this book, and I am really looking forward to reading this book. So that is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. The next book that I picked up, I've been wanting to read these books, but I haven't started them, and I saw this in the bargain section at Barnes & Noble, and that is The Cuckoos Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. This is the first book in her adult mystery series, and I'm really looking forward to this book. I've heard a lot of good things, especially recently actually, and I am very intrigued. I've been wanting to read more mystery thriller books because that is a genre that I not that I'm lacking in it, but I just haven't read a whole lot, and so and the books that I have read, I've been really intrigued, so I'm looking forward to reading this book, and it was only $7. So, I mean, how could I pass up a hardcover book for $7? So, yes, that is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. But the next book that I picked up is Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Reckoners series, the first book being Steelheart, and it is his YA dystopian sci-fi series, and I really loved Steelheart, and I'm looking forward to reading Firefight. I've been wanting to read this book for a while. I had actually got it from the library a couple months ago and just never read it, and I am so looking forward to reading this book. So it's Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, and then the last three books are the books that I got at my used bookstore, and the awesome thing was when I went and exchanged my books, they were having a sale of buy one used book, get book or DVD, music, whatever, anything used, buy one, get the other one for $1. So I picked up 3 books, and I think I got the first season of Psych, which I love Psych. Okay, so the books that I picked up The Awakening by Angela Hunt, and this is the last book that I picked up. I needed one more book, and I was just perusing the sections, and this one sounded interesting. The cover actually is what intrigued me, and this is a psychological, I think, like thriller about this girl who was taking care of her invalid mother, and her mother passes away, and she has this spirit or something unseen, unknown, that is attacking her with, and so it just sounds really intriguing and really, I don't know, I haven't read a whole lot of psychological thrillers, so I'm looking forward to reading this book, and it's by an author that I haven't heard of, or I haven't read anything of her, so I really love experiencing new authors and seeing if they're ones that I want to continue reading their stuff. So that is The Awakening by Angela Hunt. Okay, and the next book that I picked up, I've actually already read this book, and I really loved it, and that is Austenland by Shannon Hale. I thought this book was so cute. It's about this girl who loves everything Jane Austen, and she goes to this fictional place where you can get into the world of the books and play a character, and it was really cute, and I actually really liked the movie as well. The movie's a little bit different, but the book and the movie are both fantastic. So if you haven't read the book or watched the movie, highly recommend. Of course, I would say read the book first. I did it the other way. Did I? I think. Maybe not. I don't remember. But both good, both enjoyable, both fun. Yes. It's Austenland by Austin Hale. No, Austenland by Shannon Hale. Last book at the bookstore that I picked up was The Night Road by Kristen Hanna, and this is the author of Firefly Lane, and I've read a few other of her books, and I really like her books. She does go a little bit more in depth and more description in a contemporary book that I normally would like, but overall her writing is good, and this one sounds really intriguing. It's about these three or four, can't remember, this group of young kids, young teenagers, and something happens one night, and it's how their lives are completely changed by this event. And so it just sounds really interesting. It's actually a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, but I just haven't, so now I own it and I can read it. So that is Night Road by Kristen Hanna. Okay, and then the books that I picked up at the library. I go a little bit overboard when I go to the library, and I was like, I'm just going to pick up one book. And then I end up picking 5. So I'm, walking around with all of these books in my arms, and people are looking at me funny, and whatever. It's a library, and it's so much fun. So the thing I love about the library is that you can try out new authors, you can try out new books without worrying about wasting your money, and so I really just go and pick stuff out random and read the back and see if it's intriguing, and I found some really amazing books that way. So the first book that I picked up was in the young adult section, and that is Give Me a Call by Sarah Lanowski. I'm assuming that the M is silent, and this book is about this 17-year-old girl who feels like her life is just kind of falling apart. Her boyfriend has broken up with her, she didn't get into a very good college, and she drops her phone in a fountain, and when she gets it out and dries it out, the only person she can call is her 14-year-old self, and it's her story of thinking maybe she can change her life. And the next book that I picked up at the library, I haven't read yet, and that is Heartland by Lauren Brooke. This is the first book in the Heartland series. It's called Coming Home, and I actually have watched the show. It's a Canadian show, so any of you Canadians out there, let me know if you watch this show. So, like Felicia, do you watch Heartland? If you don't, you need to, because I'm so jealous, because you can watch them and not have to wait for them to come out on DVD, and oh my goodness, the show is amazing. So I wanted to read the books to see if they are equally as amazing. It's a middle grade series about this girl who lives on a ranch, and she has just this connection with horses, and it's really, again, the show is really intriguing and really fun. I love the characters, so I'm looking forward to reading the book and seeing if I love them as well. Okay, the next book that I picked up is another YA book, and that is The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. I've read a few of Sarah Dessen's books, and I really enjoy them. I found her characters really intriguing, and the stories just really heartfelt and just fun. And so this book is about this girl who kind of feels like her life is all set, and this boy comes in and is pushing her to be more than she thought she ever could be. And it sounds like a really good coming of age story, and I'm looking forward to it. And it's set on the beach, so it has that summery vacation feel to it. So that is The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. And then the next book that I picked up, I read the first book months ago, and I thought it was okay. It was not my favorite book ever, but it was enough that I wanted to continue in the series, and that is The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, the first book being The Kiss of Deception. And then the last book that I picked up at the library, this one's just kind of a funny book. I wanted to get a nonfiction book. I didn't really know what kind of book I wanted, so I was just perusing my nonfiction section, and I came across this book, and that is Miss Manners' Guide to Excruciatingly Correct Behavior by Judith Martin. And so it just sounded really funny and really amusing, and so I picked it up. I haven't read anything out of it yet, and I probably won't read the entire book, but we'll see how I enjoy it. So that is Miss Manners' Guide to Excruciatingly Correct Behavior. Okay, so guys, those are the books that I bought and the books I picked up in my library. Let me know down below if you've got anything that you just loved, or if you used your library, or if you watch Heartland, or any other things that you want to say. Let me know down below. And guys, I hope you're having a great reading month, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye! I don't have anything funny. I would show you a kitty, but he's way over there. Bandit's almost a year old. Well, they're all almost a year old. But Bandit's the one that's sitting right up there. He's so cute.